Hey, what's up, guys? Uh, guess we'll get started on another one here. Uh, Pretty hot out today, so I don't know how much to get done. Plus, it's evening after work. Uh, but anyway, I gotta fix this seat. That bolt there ripped out of the floor. Well, and the nut or whatever nut cert that I had in there was even tacked in there too, because I drilled a hole too big. And if you're wondering why I didn't use a bolt nut like you're supposed to do, because where this is at and where the seat makes sense, since it ain't to this car, there's a brace or something goes across here, and basically it's double walled. You got one first layer and then a second layer on down. But where this is lined up at, it's right with the edge. Oh, it's right close to the side of the brace. So if I try to go anywhere else, it won't work. Like you drill through the side of the thing here. I don't know if I can show you or not. Like right here. Like the seat bolt threads down inside this. And it's pretty close to the side. So if I try to drill a hole here or something, it ain't gonna make sense. Couldn't even put a nut on it right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take everything out. Seat, door sill, floor mats, probably fold the carpet that way or whatever I gotta do. What I did before. Get in there, clean that up. And I'll probably take like a flanged bolt or nut. Make sure that hole's drilled out to the right size, and I'll put that nut in there upside down and weld around it and weld it into the floor. So there's a threaded part there, and it shouldn't tear out. I think I threaded. the tops of these posts I made here that were welded to the floor on this side. One here and one in the back, because of how these mounts are. I know it's kind of hokey, but gotta do it. Gotta work with what you have sometimes. And those held, and I threaded those. And there's no nut down below. It's all right there in the top of that pedestal, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a thick piece where the where it threads into, but you'll see here later. But this first job is getting this seat out, so I'm exhausted today too, so hard to get motivated. Let me get some tools and I'll tear into this. Let's see. There is a nut down there on that one. Neato Ranch. All right. Door sill out of the way. Yeah, that I had that barely welded on there. I need to put a flange bolt, or should I just? Because I had to relocate it a little bit. Here, see what I mean here? If I go any further this way, I'll be into that brace or whatever. But, oh wait, no, that I don't know. That way, I don't know. I guess we're safe, but technically, I don't think I got to drill a bit long enough though. Probably almost drill to the other side, but there's also brake line or vapor line or something there. So I gotta be careful. I think if I just put a weld thing in there good, it'll be fine. Except I need a flange nut and I don't have any. Guess I'll be back when I got the nut. We'll clean that up and everything. Weld that in there. It's not my ideal way of doing things, but apparently some of the factory ones had threaded things in them too, so I think it'll be just fine. So I'll be back when I got that stuff. Alright guys, a couple days later here. Because that's how my life works. I live in some kind of weird twilight zone where things don't go my way. So I had to tend to some other things and whatnot. But anyway, went out and got some flanged or serrated nuts there. The 5/16 thread in them. Had to drill this out a little bit bigger for that to fit. But also notice it's double wall right here. And the top layer pulled when that other thing came out. So what I might do, I may try to cut some of this top layer away and then drill the hole out and put this down in there and then weld that and maybe put a piece over top of it just to make sure this stays good. So I'm thinking that might be the plan there. Because there's the factory thing for the factory bench seat. That's in there pretty good, however they do that. But I'm just gonna make. Alright, I got that cut out of there and chiseled away. Maybe it's overkill, maybe not. I gotta drill this out a little bit bigger so this goes down in. So let's get to doing that. Might need to go more. Yeah, I think I went. Trying to do it and film at the same time, kind of hard. I got it. Come on now. There it goes. That in there like that. Tack it in place. Maybe I'll just build that up with weld around there. Yeah, because it'll probably just look like crap if I don't. So maybe a little piece of sheet metal right there. I don't know. But guess that's what I'll do there. I don't know if I'll bother filming it or not. But you get the gist of what's going on here. Cut out a little piece of little rectangle of sheet metal and tack this all in here. Weld her in. Alright, well, that's done. Still ain't the prettiest job, but should work. Hopefully it's good and strong. I'll do the same thing when I do the other seat. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this up here, and next time you see this, it'll probably be in the garage. So I'll see you then. Alright, well, back in the garage. Same evening, obviously. Not gonna get into it too deep tonight yet, but maybe we can see about taking the seat out. This is fiber cobbled in here too, both of them. Can't see nothing there. One bolt. These are actually like Mustang seats. Fall leather or vinyl that looks like leather. All that dust is off them seat covers, but this seat here is actually in decent shape. I can't remember how it might be actually, no, well, it needs to be upholstered, but structurally it's in a lot better shape than the other one. And all of the stuff works on it like it should. Trying to show you how this one is. Let me get a light. See, Ford Mustang seats, older ones anyway. I don't know about newer stuff, but they had these kind of mounts. I guess because of the shape of the floor in them. And the guy who put these in for us years ago, I was still a kid in middle school or something at the time, so I didn't do it. But he just fabricated some brackets here to hook to them. The other side the same way here. Can't tell. Before. Alright, take two on this thing. Mic wasn't on. So, see, it's out. Jesus. This is the fabric cobbling somebody else there for the front seat mounts there. It's a piece of pipe, kind of goober welded to the floor, not even all the way around it, might I add. Some tabs, there's back tabs that are welded in. Sure, more, but I take the sill plate off to get to them. So we'll probably do all that stuff tomorrow because I'm not spending too much time out here tonight. Took too long to get to this point. I cleaned the stuff out anyway. Stuck it out the shop vac. But yeah, taking that out was pretty straightforward. Like I said, these were Mustang seats that I got cheap back in the day, or Dad did, I should say. I think we paid $50 for them, but they were in good shape when we got them. But time has taken its toll on them, and that driver's one was totally broke. I don't even know if it's fixable, but maybe somebody who's restoring a Mustang might want them. But anyway, I'm putting these mystery seats in here. I don't even remember what they're to. Some foreign make. They're like a Hyundai or a Kia or something. I forget. I used to know. Might be Hyundai, but I don't know which model. So, getting any parts and pieces for them might be tricky if I need them. But maybe these won't even be permanent, but just look work for now. But yeah, the other one's right there under that trash bag I had covering it. But I cut all this crap out and prep the seat. I gotta do certain things to the bottom tabs or whatever you want to call it of that, and build little brackets and all kinds of fabric cobbling of my own, because the layout of how the mounts are is wider. So as you saw in that seat over there, I had brackets kind of going inboard to where the holes are. So I'll have my work cut out for me. Probably take a good part of the weekend, maybe even through the week. So I guess this is gearhead life, hot rodding, or whatever you want to call it. I just want to get the seats done so I can get back to driving it. Especially since I did that exhaust, it sounds fucking mean. So I want to get out there and really open her up. So anyway, I guess till tomorrow. I'll see y'all then. So guys, it's Saturday afternoon here. Got off work a couple hours ago. Just got back from doing a little running to get some supplies. Well, I had to do some other running too. Just got that stuff while I was out. But see what we can get done here this evening. So I already took the back seat, or the lower half of the back seat out. Couldn't remember if I did that before or not, but that might have been when I put that seat back in, but I can't remember. It was back in September. So the next thing I gotta take off is, the seat belt. The seat belts connect here to get the carpet out of the way. I want to see what I can try to do without taking that seat back out, because I meant to measure the things I showed you there yesterday that I welded in there. There's pedestals or standoffs. Can't get an accurate measurement with carpet in the way, so see what I can figure out here, if I can wing it without doing that. If I have to do that, then so be it. I'll just have to pull the car outside, which now it's nice out. Weather won't make up its mind, but for now we'll work in here because it's cool in here and it's hot out there in the sun. So Yeah, so I'm tired. It's hard to get motivated to do this stuff. All these hours I've been having to work, but I'll gradually get the content out to y'all. So just had to bear with me here. So I gotta get Starbit T, whatever the hell it is. I don't remember, but it's about a 3/8 size, I guess you'd say. But get these two deals off here, and then I can at least fold the carpet that way. See what we got going on here. Get these brackets cut off and that thing there. Ugh. Well, let's try to get this stuff off here. Hopefully no issues. Just jinxed it. Okay. Fold it back. Where's this shit? Oh, nice. Insulation. Good flammable stuff. Love it. Oof. Oh, no shit. I could have took that all the way out. That's awesome. Speaker wires going everywhere. Had to get the shop back out again. Oh, this side's welded better than the other side. It'll take me a minute. What's that? Alright, well, I'm gonna get the shop back here and suck out all this dirt and stuff. Don't know if I'll film that or not, but I'll come back once I'm done there and figure out the plan of attack on this thing. Alright, so I went and got a welding blanket from Harbor Freight to make this more safer as far as covering up anything flammable. So see how it holds up against sparks and cutting and grinding and welding. So I gotta get all this weld around here on these things, and then what's welded around there, get in here with some cutting wheels and stuff. Figured I'd show you the close-up of it, because when you're watching me do it, it's gonna be kind of farther away, but yeah, so sucked out what I could of the dirt in here and stuff, loose rust and whatnot. So I'm gonna gather up some stuff here and get these cut out of here. Alright, well, got that stuff cut off there. Didn't come off as clean as it did on the other side, so I had to duct this stuff up. So I'll probably do that off camera. weld up what I can and throw some sheet metal over it or something. Wasn't really trying to do that, but that's what happened. So I'll come back when that's fixed, I guess. Alright, it's a while later. Made patches here, put over this. Welder's working a little better. Ain't prettiest job, but it'll do the job. Let this all cool down and smooth it out here. I guess tomorrow. I can't even do nothing else, even if I wanted to, because, well, this, I welded here where it was cracked and tore some. I'm going to touch up the rest of this later, because I might be cutting and welding here some more, so smooth that all out later, but that's good enough to continue ahead. Reason I gotta stop as far as welding goes is because, well, yeah, just about out. So I had to get some of that tomorrow morning. If I'd have known I was that low, I'd have just got some today because I was somewhere where I could get it. Plus it's about 7 o'clock right now, so I ain't gonna be doing much more tonight other than get ready to take it easy, get something to eat. So we'll continue this tomorrow. That's the plan anyway. So I'll see you then. Alright. It's the next day, guys. Well, next afternoon. I cleaned that up a little bit more. The grinder. Well, not a little bit more, a little bit. Just to flatten things out there a little bit. And so we move on to that. But before I get to any of that stuff, this is the other seat. Been in storage. You can tell it's kind of dirty. It's like a wheel or something's been sitting on it for a while. I'll clean it all up after it's in there, but we gotta make some changes to this. Take some things off and you know, just make it so it goes with the car a little better. Like I gotta take this seatbelt thing off here and take this and take these two bolts and nuts out, and then take it and turn it this way, bolt it here like I did the other one, so the bracket is straight back. I think I even got to bend it a little bit or something, but actually I think I got to notch it and then bend it, and I had to look at the other side, but once I get a better idea there, I mean, really, I think that's all I got to do to it. This part on this seat is a lot better shape than the other, well, not that side. This side, plastic piece, I have to the other seat, but it's in pieces because it got broke somehow. So as long as I don't lose all the pieces, I can piece that back together. But that's why remembering what car this was too would help if I wanted to get that piece. But anyway, I gotta switch this around, take that seatbelt off, and how do I do this holding the camera? I guess I don't. So let me set you up here, and I'll get to doing that stuff. I'm gonna look at the other side here. Alright. So also, looking at this, I think I gotta bend this flat too. And there's a little tab here, a set tab or whatever you want to call it. I think I gotta cut that off. Either cut it or there's a bolt or something or nut, I don't know. So I had to cut that off, bend this flat because it's angled right now, and show you what I got to do with that thing that goes there, whatever you want to call it, this piece. I already marked where I got to notch it and cut it, or cut it and bend it. Show you what the hell is going on here. Oh, of course I'd forget the light. No. But there's what I did to that. You know, bent it, flattened it. I didn't fill that with weld or anything, at least yet, because it seems to be holding up. If it poses any problems in the future, that's what I'll do. Also, got to get, looks like 3 or 4 5/16 washers to space that, which I think I need to get more. Thought I had a whole box or something, but either I used them all or I'm just that unorganized that I can't find them at the moment. So also, like I said about, oh yeah, I did the same thing to that other thing I need to bend. Just notched it and bent it flat. And you know, there's the pedestal. But yeah, that's what I gotta do. There's a couple things to that seat. And once I get to fitting it in the car, I gotta figure out how to build this bracket, because as you see, the factory mounting hole was like out here somewhere. But well, no, actually, I'm wrong. No, it's more inboard, but the factory for this seat and the car it was from is out here, and you're kind of getting into like more, I don't know, more, I want to say structural or something, and I don't really want to compromise that. But I was trying to go through the floor where this lines up. I don't think it, yeah, that's where I had to put that nut. But right where I got this lined up is where it makes sense as far as how far you move the seat forward and backwards. And you know, your basic car seat should go back farther. I'm 5'7", 5'8", 5'7". It should be able to slide back. Well, it might be already. Well, it's as back as far as it'll go right now. It could probably go back more, but then I wouldn't be able to get up farther, up close enough. I mean, I don't know. It's just where it makes most sense. I had it in the hole before, the factory hole for the car, but things weren't. They just weren't like, I'd put it all the way back, and even a taller person than me wouldn't still fit. But if you put it all the way up, I'd squash myself. So just kind of find a happy medium there, at least with these seats. So yeah, if you kept up with that, that's a few things I gotta do. And here's what I was talking about for that plastic piece on the side. It's where it goes. It's off here for now. I have it. Pieces, I should say. And I actually think, yeah, it fell down here the other day, so I should have fun finding all the pieces. There it is. It's kind of broke a little bit, but unless I put them in a bag or something. Actually, I think, no, they're down there. See all that gray plastic stuff? As long as I got the majority of it, I can make do, but I'll have to fix that too eventually. It may not be a video though. I'd probably just go about it the same way I fixed that truck grill here a while back. But anyway, I'm gonna see what I can do here and try to get some washers here in the meantime. Alright, well, that stuff's all done, I believe. That all straightened up. Took a piece of the old bracket there that was thick enough, one that was in the car with some other seats, and that kind of makes up that space. If I gotta add a washer or something, so be it. For now, that's on there. That's the way it needs to go. As you see, before it was off to the side here. And that don't work in this thing because the transmission tunnel just is in the way. Cut that little tab pin off there, whatever you want to call it, alignment pin. There's another one here I cut off. Best I could get to it. Don't know, I might have to grind it more later. I don't know. That stuff's all done. Got that seatbelt off with just one bolt. I might put this cover back on. I can't remember if I put it back on the other seat or not. Or if I have it. Where you at here? Well, of course, everything's in the way. Come on, get away. Can't see nothing. I didn't put the cover on. It's hard to see in there. So either I don't have it, and that one was messed up too, or it's just misplaced. But that cover and that side really doesn't matter. I'd like to have that plastic cover on the outside where you're going to see it. What's up, guys? A couple evenings later here. See what little we can do here this evening with this seat swap mounting deal. Anyway, so what I think I'm going to do is, so I know where to put the inner pedestals there. Kind of got a 4x4 block propping that up some, but I think what I had to do, the easiest way I can think to do it, is cut the pieces, mimic that side, put these pieces on here that go, straight bar pieces that go in further to where factory mounting area is, even though I'm not going to use that hole. I'm going to match it to that side so they function the same and it looks not cattywampus. And I think there's a reason because one track I think is more forward than the other. I think it's the inner one on that side. And I can't remember if it's for where one of the things mount or if it's just for the seat adjustment, but I think I got to do it the way I did the other side. But yeah, so like a bar goes in, and then say we did use this hole, it would just bolt down into that hole because I drill a hole through the bar. Well, let me just show you. So what I'm saying is, kind of bar there. I weld it to the end of the seat track, which I gotta look at here. Do I gotta cut? I think I gotta cut some more of the track to make that work. Just like a little bend there on the edge, but I already measured these. So I've cut 4.5-inch long pieces. I'll show you the stuff I'm going to use. You gotta do it on both the outer mounts here. At least if I get those established. And that's the same way, close to the factory mounting hole. I think I moved it back too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's about a 1/2 inch apart there or something. I drilled another hole just so you could adjust the seat correctly. But yeah, these they kind of mount in goofy. That's what makes it confusing. I mean, looking at this, I probably could have almost just instead of mounting this to that, I could have probably just took a longer bolt and a pedestal down through, and it probably would have matched. Like, I don't know, there's no factory hole there, but I probably could have just went straight down through, maybe. But I'll just do it the same way as this here. So I'll get these cut, drilled out. Try to get the seat ready there and for that to weld on. And then we'll move on to getting that situated. And then even after we get the seat situated, I might as well put the other seat belt in that matches this one, or else it's just going to look goofy. And I got to figure out where to put that hole exactly. But let's get this stuff out of the way. So they're 4.5-inch long bars. Them bolts, where I gotta drill the hole for the bolt, it's around 3 inches. It ain't quite exact. We'll see what we can do there. The stuff that I'm using is just stuff from, well, if you're like me, you keep all kinds of junk, keep it stashed because you might need it one day. Honestly, this stuff came pretty handy, and you've seen it before. We've used it on the when I built the mount for that plow on the orange tractor. I got like a whole bunch of this stuff yet. Well, not a bunch, but enough. I don't know what it was originally for or where it came from, but I keep it and just use it for making things like this. So I already measured one. I'd measure another one about the same length. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Get this marked on the other end there, I guess. Cut them off and drill them out and put them on the seat there or whatever. What part of that you'll see is yet to be decided. I don't know if you want to see the whole process or not, but maybe I'll show you some. So I'll get to it. TJ's Pizza. Food to follow TJ's on Facebook. Daring to tackle the cleaning around your home? We're rooting for you. Stay tidy. there's those pieces cut and drilled. That's actually a few nights later again. On a busy week, not able to work on the things I want to. So see what I can get done here on a Friday night. I'm gonna go ahead and tack these to the seat tracks. Take the seat back out of here, clean them up a little bit, and tack them to it for now. I'll permanently weld it when I know it all fits right. I'm probably not gonna show me tacking it, but you get the point. Maybe I'll show when I finally weld everything, but you've seen me throw a couple tacks on other things, so it's no big deal. Maybe I gotta stop being so detailed on things, but anyway. Plus, nobody tells me what they want to see, so I'm just gonna do things how I want to do them. If you want to keep following along with me, you're more than welcome. But I'll take suggestions too. Anyway, let's get these things tacked on there, and then we'll see how things fit from there, and what we gotta cut or don't cut, to what size for the other things. So I'll be back when that's done. Alright, it's the next evening. So where'd I leave off? I got all that stuff tacked on the seat there last night. I'm gonna go ahead and I already measured out and marked the pedestals or standoffs, whatever you want to call them, that I'm gonna weld to the inner tracks of the seats. The rear one's like 3 inches. The front one's like 2.5. And this is a spacer for the one back mount on the outer track there. Because the other side I put a spacer there too out of this. I may tack this one on the bottom of the seat or something. I'm not sure. But the other one's just in between there, loose. It ain't welded to nothing, but the bolt and nut hold it in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this stuff while the camera / phone charges, and we'll come back and see how we can get things fit, figure things out here. I know some of these, it won't be the final time I cut them. I think I had to trim one of them, if not both of them, on an angle because of the contour of the floor. And I think I got a notch one side one or something because of just how it has to go. So that'll take a little time. So I'm gonna cut that stuff with the cutoff wheel while this is charging, and we'll come back to do that. Alright guys, so I did get, before I get too far ahead, did get these cut. Oh, watch out, bear. And I tacked a little spacer after I cut it on there. Everything's just rough tacked right now, especially because the welder's being weird after I put new wire on it. So I still gotta get that tuned in before I final weld anything. So what I'm gonna do is kind of set this where it needed to be. This is more or less lined up ish. I marked with a Sharpie or whatever, permanent marker, where the hole will be to drill another hole there. So I'll drill that out, put a bolt nut to it to help keep things lined up while I'm trying to set and line the other 3 mounting points up. That way it ain't sliding all over the place. We'll just put a bolt nut in there snug and take it from there. It's kind of a meticulous process, being seat mounts all weird and everything. Which in theory should have been done by now, but like everything else around here, nothing goes easy. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and drill that out. Figure out what I'm doing next. I'm going mess with that, mess with this up here. Kind of not sure. Kind of feel like I gotta get each track situated separately. So I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But anyway, I'll be back when I got that hole drilled and a bolt nut in there or something or whatever I figure out. I know I'm not really showing you much, am I? Because I'm kind of doing this half blind too, and just time has been against me and life responsibilities, so screws up my plans all the time. So I'll be back when I figure this out, I guess. Alright, I think I got something figured out. I had to re-weld this bracket back on this seat. Well, positioned a little different, so I could figure out so it would be far away enough from this original hole. And you can kind of see that purplish, well, it's black permanent marker. That's where the new hole will be. So I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole through there, but I kind of got to cut that first layer off like I did on the other side there, and then drill the hole out more and put that flange nut on there like I did that side. And do that whole spiel, weld that in and weld that piece over top, and then move on to the inner standoff deals or whatever you want to call them there. I gotta clean this up a little bit too, get some of this old seam seal or whatever the hell it is off here, because it's also a fire hazard. So I'll come back when this is all ready to roll, I guess. Alright, well, I got that stuff ground down. I had to waller out this one hole here a little bit. They were still a little off and didn't film it. It was ticking me off. And you don't want to see me losing it. That's not what y'all came here to see. These pedestals or whatever you want to call them, I'm probably going to do a little different on this seat and go back and fix the other seat some other time. I think that side's too tall because I want the seat to be more level, like, you know, this way. I don't know how, you know, if there's bolsters or whatever you want to call them are the same height or not, but that side you can see it tilts, leans more that way, and I think that's a lot of the problem with fitting under the steering wheel. But this is a little, it's not completely level there, but I figure once I get the pedestals where I want them, it'll come up a little bit because I got to weld a chunk of like this stuff. That's what's welded to the top of the other ones. That's threaded with the whole threaded hole in it, and that'll probably make up that difference and get it close. Or if I have to adjust it a little bit or trim it or something, I will. But yeah. So I got what I'm going to do is see how this is dented there. I gotta figure out. I might have to trim the things for that, and I gotta cut an angle like a 45 or whatever the hell it is. I'm not really being that precision with it, but kind of marked what I'm going for here. That way, when that sits down there, it should fit that contour. And then if I have to, I can just cut more off the sides here or one side or the other, like I did over there, I think. It may not be exactly like the other side, but either way, I'm going to try to come out with the same outcome. So at this point, I just want to get it in here and done because everything keeps interrupting me or getting in my way between responsibilities and everything else. So, and when I'm got these little windows of time to mess with things, I tend to rush and then got to fix mistakes along the way. I don't like working like that. So I'm gonna trim those up, uh, see what I get there, and then do whatever I gotta do to the front one if I have to, and I'll just show you where we're at then. So I'll be back. Alright, it's later in the evening here. I got these standoff pedestals, whatever you want to call them, tacked in place here. At least that's as close as I can get to the other side. I do a little bit of trimming on back one there. And took a half inch off this one because I cut it too long, I guess. Like I said, I'm going to reset the other seat some and try to make these as even and low enough as possible. The way this is laid out, it does kind of limit your adjustment some, but I kind of got to do it that way because of how the floor is. So, I mean, if I want to get more complicated with it, I probably could do something, but then you're getting into the footwell back here in the back and everything else then, so kind of a give and take kind of thing, or what do you call that, a catch 22. So I think what I'm gonna do next, cut a piece of this stuff. Well, I might actually use that piece, cut it down a little bit, and tack it to the top of these, each one. And after it's on there, while it's still tacked, I'll mark it where the hole should be, and then I'll drill and tap those for, I guess 3/8 bolts like I did on the other side. Basically, once everything is made and where it needs to be, and it's final, then I'll solid weld everything. I'd rather not cut off stuff after I've welded all the way around it. I just wanted these on here where it's good enough to mock everything up. Like I said, once that's all done, then I got to figure out where this belt goes. But I also got to clean up that other belt that I want to put in here. I thought I did them both last time, but maybe I didn't. Just kind of got grime from years of storage and whatever else. Remember, I had to clean that one over there up and stuff. This was clearly still dirty that I got over here. So this will probably seem quick to you, or quick-ish for my videos, but with the time I have and what I got to do, this is week. Well, I mean, it's probably the end of week 1, but it shouldn't take that long. But this is why most of you car guys out there, or people interested in cars, don't stick to doing this stuff because you figure it's never gonna get done. Well, we're gonna keep on trucking. I'm gonna show you guys that you can do the same thing. No matter what the trials of life or whatever throw at you, don't give up on your projects. And you know, when other projects, such as that thing over there that's in the way, is on hold because you're trying to figure out part situation or whatever it might be, you can always have other projects to jump around to. And they don't always got to be extensive, but sometimes you got to quit one thing, go work on another till you calm down. Uh, so yeah, that's where we're at here. I'll get to making those other things, tacking them on, call her good. Well, call her good, but move on to the next step. Things you do to make parts from different cars to fit in cars they don't belong in. Because if you're like me, you're cheap and can't buy aftermarket seats that might fit better or the correct seats. Oh well, we'll be back. Alright, a couple evenings later. Got these tacked on the top here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the seat back in here, line it up best I can. And I drilled that out really big. Well, might do something about that. Anyway, get that in here lined up. And then mark where I need to put the holes to drill and tap. We'll do that, see how everything fits. If we like it, then we'll start permanently welding things up. Alright, got this in here. I don't know, I thought these lined up better, but maybe I just never tried it yet. But that's not exactly centered, but there ain't much I can do about it other than move. Too much paint in that one now. Probably didn't even leave a mark where it should. Let that mark dry. I think the front one's gonna be really off. I might have to actually move it. I'm not sure. Well, you can't tell until I move it back, but I don't want to rub that off. So I'll come back once that paint mark is dry. Yeah, this is kind of not ideal. I don't know why that's so much different than the other side. Don't know what I did wrong there. I may have to cut that and cut them tacks and retack it. Cause that ain't gonna work. Probably make that back one work, but I gotta do something about this front one. I gotta look at, assess the situation, matching it up to the other side and whatnot. I'll be back. Alright, so figure out what happened, I think. Well, I know. If I compare it to the other side, when I measure from where the bolt should be, center or whatever, or close to it, matched up with that hole where the seat belt mounts, it should be around 2 inches. Well, the 2 is past that. So this is mounted too far back. It's a good thing I just tacked it. So now I gotta move it forward some and try to figure out where it should be. And now I'll probably have to shorten it. So that's lovely. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this back off here and see what I can do here. Alright, well, I had to cut that off there, trim it up a little bit, and move it forward. half inch to an inch or something like that. I don't know. That one stayed where it is. Black dot indicates where the seat lined up after that. They ain't exactly centered, but neither are the other ones on the other side either, I realized. I had to refresh myself, I guess you could say, but that should work where they are. I think it's probably as close as it's going to get. Where's my tape? Oh, let's see what we got here. Still kind of far, but I don't know what else to do with it. Where's the other one? It's hard to tell when this side's still got the carpet on it, but it feels like I don't know. That's the only way I know to do it. Otherwise, I'd have to put everything. I don't think that one up there needs to go forward at all. It's pretty much where the other side is. Okay, so apparently in this clip and the next one, I didn't realize or right away that I lost sound. I'll mention it in the clip after these. Uh, what I can tell, I was just explaining that I was gonna drill and tap those pedestal for the seat and all that. So I'm probably just gonna skip ahead to the part that's after that because it just shows me drilling and feeling you got a good view anyway. And me trying to explain stuff that I can't even remember at the moment. So we're gonna skip ahead to the next part. The end result, I think it is. So see you there. Okay, I think that mic was going dead. So if you didn't get any sound out of that, sorry. All I said was is that one was already drilled out, not tapped yet. We're doing this one now. I had to make some extra tacks here and on there so this top piece doesn't come off because it almost did on that one. So I think I caught up now. All right, well, got the seat back in here. Kind of snug down, some of them loosely, but I sat in it. Everything seems to work all right. They lined up. Bolts are in. Well, not permanently, but yeah, that one's still loose. But the next step will be taking this back out once more, welding all this up solid, including the parts on the seat. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ugly, but there ain't much you can do about it. It'll look better once it's against carpet. I'll spray paint this stuff too. May dye the seats eventually, but we're just gonna leave them this way for now. Just clean them up. Maybe throw some covers over them. But anyway, made some headway, so probably it for this evening. Tomorrow evening, hopefully, we'll be welding that up, and then we gotta. I know that when I put these other seat belts in, they got a mount. One part has a mount here. The original ones mount the hole here somewhere, right here. That's where they mounted before. There and up in those things. That part's the same. It's the bottom mount that's different. I had to put, those bolts in, and then the clasp or whatever you want to call that end where it goes into, because it's different. But I have all that, so I can probably go ahead and fit them before I clean them up. Just get that part out of the way. So all I gotta do is clean them up, let them dry off, and then put them back in the car. But anyway, next will be welding everything solid. And that'll be kind of a job in itself, just taking our time, because on the underside of the floor, where I didn't already scrape it off, is undercoating and stuff. And, we don't want to catch nothing on fire or nothing in here. So I will be taking my time doing that. These things take time. Don't let these other guys or these TV shows fool you. It takes time, especially when you're doing it by yourself with limited time, limited schedule. Like I said before in previous videos, I'm doing this at a real man rate of speed, or whatever you want to call it, with all the life things getting in the way and all that, even though I'm not filling you in on all that stuff. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Maybe one day things will change and I'll be able to do this stuff more and a lot faster and more efficiently. That's my hopes anyway. Sometimes things get done when I'm not filming it, so it's catch-22. I feel like if I don't film things, I'm letting people down. I feel like some of y'all probably out there invested in these long-going projects I've had and want to see them finished or whatever. So I feel like I gotta update you, even if it takes me a while. But anyway, I'm done yammering on. I gotta stop this. But anyway, see you when we're welding her up. What's up, guys? Off the door. What's up? It's the next day, next evening, afternoon, whatever. Uh, so got a plan. Instead of getting started on welding everything up right away, since I technically won't be done welding, I'm gonna take the rest of this seat belt out of here. Unloosen that part right down there on that side, just to see where I put the hole at on that side, so I can get measurements or whatever and figure out where to put it over here. So I can drill that hole and put a nut in there upside down, or I think that's what I did over there, and weld that in. We'll get it tacked and then weld it when I weld everything else. That way it's done. Make sure that safety belt or whatever over here fits. Like I said, I gotta clean it up though, but maybe I already did. I can't remember, but it kind of don't look clean. Yeah, maybe I'll clean that. But for all intents and purposes of making it fit, it's fine for now. Just take it back out and clean it up, and then just reinstall it when it's clean and dry. So I'm gonna get to taking that off over there and show you what I did over there, I guess, and take some measurements or something. So I'm gonna go get that off and I'll be back. Alright, so got that out. I'll show you what I did here. Not the prettiest job. Clearly the welder was working fabulous that day too. But it's been holding. I mean, I don't want to find out the hard way how well it holds, but there's been factory seat belts and seats ripped out of cars in accidents, so This can't be no worse than that. Probably even a little better actually, but yeah, just a big bolt or nut. Drilled a hole there. I gotta figure out what to go off of there measurement wise though. I don't know. I don't know if I just winged it and picked the spot or what. But let me probably measure from here to here to the center. I don't know. Same thing with over here. I don't know. Something like that, I guess. Wherever center is. And transfer that info to the other side over there. I did look it up, and this is where they were mounted in a 76 right here in this little indent pocket. Inner, kind of like the inner rocker forward part or whatever. So I'll measure that and then mark it over there. And yeah, probably ain't that much to it. Well, I'll get to doing that. I'll be back. Okay, so I measured over there and pretty much got an inch and a quarter from that edge, and about the same from this part here, the outer part, and then to the center of the hole, around about 1 inch. I mean, we'll get as close as we can. Those measurements ain't exact really, but I might have did that on purpose just to make it easy. I mean, as long as it's here within this vicinity, it should be about the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a step bit or something, drill a hole for this, because yeah, I got this nut when I did that one over there, and I just been holding on to it. I know I found the bag to it, but drill the hole, put that down in like that, tack it in there, and then final weld it when I weld everything else. Well, I got it marked. I'll punch it there, have a starting point, and then drill it out, I guess. Alright, it's tacked in there. I'm pretty confident with it. Everything, it should be like good where it's at. I don't need to test nothing. I'll just put it in there after I clean them up, or after I do everything else in here. Put the carpet back down. Got a little hole in the carpet for the bolt. That, the inner clasp, whatever you want to call it, that goes right where the factory one went. I know that'll line up. I'm pretty confident in it, so I'm just gonna move on ahead with everything, and I'll put that in when it's put the belts in when they're cleaned up and ready to roll. So let me see what I'm gonna do here yet this evening. I don't know if I want to get into welding it tonight or not. I'll come back when I decide what we're doing next here. But either way, welding's got to happen at some point. It's pretty much the next step. I'll probably put that belt thing back on over there in the meantime. All that good stuff. But Yeah, let me decide what I'm gonna do here. We'll take her from there. All right, back out here. A couple days later, uh, fans blowing up, two of them, probably like 90, 100 degrees out. I don't know what it is, but I guess you can hear me over those. Hopefully, um, 'cause they're pretty loud to me. But got that stuff loaded up there the other night. Was gonna work on it yesterday evening, but never got around to it. Came home and took a nap after working. After being up since 3:30 in the morning and working a 10-hour shift, which I do that a lot lately, and I just never got out here. I never got back up till later in the evening, so put it off till today. Welded this all up. I gotta weld the bottom of some of the stuff I put on the seat there yet. Forgot about that. Gotta do that. This looks like it moved. So I don't know if that happened before or after I got it situated in there, but if it is, it's just gonna have to stay like that now because I'm not undoing it. It probably won't hurt anything. It just looks stupid when you look at it from the back. But anyway, I'm gonna get this stuff out of here. Take a wire wheel on the grinder and clean this up in here a little bit, and this thing where I can access, and then chop back or blow it out or something, and then just spray it with some semi-gloss paint or something. I'll I'll be more whenever I finally do this whole car over. I'll be more particular about what I do there, but that'll work for now. Preserve it. So I'll get to doing that and welding that, and catch up with you after that, I guess. Alright, so I got all the welding done on the seat brackets down there. There ain't nothing to show off, but they're done. I just went ahead and cleaned this up with a wire wheel in here. Ready to blow it out. I shot backed it out, and we'll blow it out with some air here. Make this last a little longer. I think it's rusted from when years ago I had to put heater core in this thing, and I don't think I took any of this up. That's probably where this rust came from. Uh, got a little bit heavier stuff going on here, some holage. I'll probably just put some, after I prime it and let that dry, I'll probably just put some seam seal on there and give that attention later, hopefully. Mainly just because I want to get that done, get this We'll get this done and back to driving it, and so I can move back onto some other things here and get this thing out of the way. So I'm gonna do that stuff, and I'll be back when it's either done and sprayed black, or when the carpet's all down and everything's back together. So yeah, I'm gonna get to it. All right, I got the car pulled out here in the sun to help this dry. It's all cleaned up, sprayed, that paint and seam seal set up good. And then once that's done, I'll put the carpet back down. I had to cut some holes around those, the pedestals or whatever you want to call them. Probably relocate these outer holes and put everything back in. And at that point, it'll be done, I believe, as far as this job. And then I can get back to driving this thing for a while until the next thing I do to it. Uh, Next thing I do to it might be the pinion seal, because I noticed when I was under there for the exhaust, it looked like it was leaking. I mean, unless that was oil from the front going all the way back from where the engine leaks under the timing cover, but I don't think it leaks that bad, so I'll be checking into that too. And I don't know or remember, I know it hasn't since I've had the car in my ownership and been driving it. I don't know if it's ever had the rear differential service as far as fluid and all that, so I should check that. I mean, I ain't blew it up yet, so must be something there. Obviously, if it's leaking, there was something there. And one reason I ain't mess with her, I don't mess with her ends a whole lot, because inside there is just a bunch of confusion beat to me. But I guess I got to learn it sometime. I'd like to put some better gears in this thing or whatever. Usually, when I change rear end, I just change the whole damn axle in a vehicle. Yeah, I know you got to like set them up just right and shim them and just all kinds of confusion to me. But like I said, I know how to work on stuff, but I ain't done everything. But I'm willing to learn. So, uh, yeah, so once this is all set up, I'll put that all back together and this will be done. So I guess I'll see you for the closeout of that. Oh, I may clean up the seats too after they're back in, but it wouldn't make sense. So, all right, I'll be back then. What do you think, boss? Yeah, it's too hot for this shit, ain't it? All right, time to clean up a little bit. All right, it's a few hours later. It's a little cooler. It's still hot though, but this all set up pretty good. It's dry. It's still a little soft, but that stuff usually stays kind of soft from what I noticed. Uh, so I guess I'll start putting this carpet back down here, cut holes for these things and where all the new holes are, and then change out the seat belt, put the old one in here, or the new-ish other one, I should say. I I ain't found the clasp that matches these ones. It's supposed to look like this, but apparently the seatbelt I'm putting in will still clip into the one that was here. So I'll put that back in for now until I find the other one, which I should have it somewhere. I thought I already gathered it up, but I didn't, and I'm not looking up in the loft right now. It's like it's let's just say it's like 3 times hotter up there than it is down here. So once it cools down, I'll look for that in a little bit more in depth, but I can use the factory one till then. I just want to get this done and back together. Alright, it's a couple days later here. See, got everything back together. I don't remember where we was, but things back together. I went ahead and vacuumed this thing out again in the seats and stuff. Figured you see other people clean out a car before. I didn't get real specific with anything. It's not like I was getting ready for a show. I didn't wipe nothing down, but I'm going to show you how much I get these stains out. This stuff used to work pretty good. I'm going to use Tough Stuff foam cleaners for all kinds of different things, but mainly cars, I believe. I've used it for years when I did clean my stuff more. You know, young, less responsibilities. Gotta keep the ride nice. But now it's almost like I don't care, especially in the daily. But anyway, I'm gonna spray that on the problem areas here, some on this seat, and then big spot on that seat. I think I had some wheels or something sitting on these seats in the loft in storage, or well, they've been stored in like 3 different places, but maybe more. But over the years, there's been parts on them and all kinds of stuff. They were clean when I got them, but I wish I could remember what these are out of. I think it was a Hyundai, but I don't know what model, because I'd like to find new plastics for these side pieces. I have them, but they're in rough shape, as you might have saw previously. But what I'm going to do is, this is water in here. It's not glass cleaner. I'm going to spray these once I get the damn thing to spray right. Spray these spots that I want to do here. I was going to tripod this, but I guess I'm not now. And then I'm going to spray this on here, see how it foams. Let that sit on there a little bit. And then I'm also going to spray this brush. Now, I'm using a spray bottle because, as you recall, I have no water source down here. I have water up at the house, but not down here. Don't know if that'll ever change here. But we'll go ahead and spray that. I actually bought this the other day just to clean up the seatbelt for over there. So you let that soak a little bit, and spray this down more, and then you just kind of scrub it. That might have been kind of coarse for that material. Oh well, I'll probably wipe that down with something. May take a shot back over it again, but I think I got the stain out for the most part. Might be a little something right there. As long as we get the worst of it. I don't know if I just ruined that or not. Oh well. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one. I'll probably just tripod you on that one, and probably just do it. I'm gonna do the same thing bigger spot, a couple spots actually, but go ahead and do that and finish this video out, I guess. Alright, well, so that's that. Had to vacuum it off again. Still a little damp. That side's a little wet, I guess. I think I might have messed that spot up. As you see, I could have used a rag over there. I thought a brush would work better being that it's fabric. But I guess I was wrong. Oh well. Seat covers and or dye it is. I really don't like the colored speckles anyway. Keep bumping that. So, oh yeah, I gotta put the floor mats back in. I gotta vacuum those yet. Well, yeah, they'll go back in though. But anyway, it's like 100 degrees this week every day, or around there. So it's kind of been a hold up too a little bit, but working tens and in the heat in a weld shop can do that to you. So guess that's it for this one. I don't know what we'll do on this car next. Like I mentioned before, a little close. I might do check into the pinion seal down there on the rear end. May check the level, see how dire that is. I guess next week, well, I guess I got clean up tools and stuff from doing this and get the shop gathered up a little bit and figure out what I'm getting on next. I mean, I guess I'm getting back on anything I do. It's stuff I've already worked on. This has been the newest thing to work on, even though it's been here the whole time. But I don't know. I thought working on this thing would excite people or help the algorithm or whatever. But I don't know. I think algorithm's just being really difficult this year. But anyway, so if you like this video, what I showed or whatever, I'm trying to do things different because I don't know what people want to see. I try to do what I'd want to see, but I know everybody's not the same. So anyway, if you like what I do here, you want to support the channel, help it grow, like, share, tell your friends, comment, all that BS. I'd like to get to one day where I can say buy merch, but I don't even know how that all works, and I'm not even there yet. But guy can dream, can he? But anyway, I guess I'll see you in the next one, whatever that might be. And I know by the time you see this stuff, it's been a while. Well, blame life and overtime. That's all I can blame. I mean, I'm not really being lazy because I'm still working around here doing other stuff I don't want to be doing. So, and at work. So, y'all got to remember, some of us YouTubers, especially us smaller guys, we still got regular lives, but we got other responsibilities. We can't always just devote our time to this. And some of us don't have the support system that others have. All of this is done by me, and I'm not trash talking anybody in my life. It's just how it is. So it isn't easy, folks. But anyway, we got the seats in. Well, that one was already in, but we made it right. I may adjust something on that yet. I don't know, but I'll do that off camera. So that being said, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Y'all have a good one. Go off.